the tight end, Paul Kaufman. And Dickey loves to throw to Kaufman, of whom Giant coach Ray Perkins has said, "I've never seen him drop a ball that he touches." And that was an evidence. And then Dickey, throwing to perhaps the greatest athlete in all of football. So versatile, so fluid, so live. James Lofton, the Pack against the Giants.
Very fine running back out there. Joe Danella has it teed up in midfield. And we're about to get underway. The New York Giants dropped their opener to the Atlanta Falcons a week ago last Sunday. And the Green Bay Packers came back from a 20-point deficit, 23-point deficit, to defeat the Los Angeles Rams, and we're underway from Giant Stadium. Here comes Del Rogers from his 3-yard line. Rogers finds an opening, and he spins out to the 25-yard line, where we'll watch Lynn Dickey lead the offensive unit. Problems in the opening game last week against the Los Angeles Rams. He pulled it all back together again and came back from 23 points down. Eddie Lee Ivory has made another tremendous recovery from knee surgery at the beginning of last season. Good running back, had a big game against the Los Angeles Rams. The wide receivers, we will not see John Jefferson tonight. I do not believe he strained a hamstring against the Rams. We will watch a youngster, Phil Epps, out of TCU with great speed. But James Lofton is there, and Paul Kaufman, the other two gifted receivers. That's Epps in motion. Dickey back. First down, looks over the middle. Kaufman does not hold on. Had it for a moment, in and out of his hands. And as we said at the very top of the show, you'll never see him drop the ball. You just saw Kaufman drop the football. 3-4 for the Giants. They have problems. Gary Jeter, in practice, hurt his knee this past week. He will have arthroscopic surgery. So they do not know how long he'll be gone. Those are your fine linebackers. You've heard so much about them. You'd probably hear more about Carson and Kelly and Van Pelt if it wasn't for second-year man, Lawrence Taylor, the Rookie of the Year, All-Pro in everyone's book. He'll be impressive. He wears number 56. Second down and 10. Dickey brings them up. Mike Meade, a rookie from Penn State, is in the lineup, and this is Del Rogers fumbling the football, and the Giants will get their first turnover. This plagued the Packers last week in the first half against the Los Angeles Rams, and the Giants themselves indeed fumbled 6 times in losing to Atlanta, losing 3 of them, and it was Phil Tabor filling for Gary Jeter that covered the fumble of Del Rogers. We'll look at it from the end zone.
Opened up trying to go with the fast pass. Quick moving to the inside. It has been raining. That ball was knocked loose. It just was gone. He never did have a good handle on it.
29-yard line. The Giants. Opening moments. Mulledy, the tight end, in motion. Quickly, Brunner gets it out to Butch Wolfolk. Butch Wolfolk, first down inside the 20. The #1 draft pick out of the University of Michigan. Ezra Johnson sliding out there from defensive end to make the stop. Let's watch again.
Good lead block by Brad Benson this time. Out in front, just a little swing pass. You see Benson, number 60. Had a good opening block on Rich Wingo. The rest of it's Mr. Wolford.
You saw the blitz by John Anderson. And Brunner, who does not pass with great percentage, is a very heady quarterback. He's very poised for a youngster, now in his 3rd year out of Delaware. Led the Giants to the playoffs last year, replacing Phil Simms. Here comes Chatham.
Oh, yeah.
Chatham filling in for an injured Leon Perry at fullback. A lot of injuries. We'll itemize them as we go down. It is not the offensive line the Giants would like to see as you look at the technical people, if you will. Ernest Gray, who had a big day against Atlanta. There is the offensive line. Changes there over the left side. Jeff Weston, a left tackle, is out. Brad Benson is in his spot. They also lost Bruce Kimball last week, did the Giants, in their offensive line. Chatham picked up 5. It'll be second down and 5. The ball right at the 13-yard line. This is Wolfolk.
Wide open.
And Brunner over the middle. Mulledy had the ball, had it knocked out of his hands, hit hard. Johnny Gray coming up from the strong safety position, and now another turnover, and Green Bay gets it back. Mulledy, they ruled, had it.
And the rain's coming down.
Long enough. And coming up with the football is Maurice Harvey, the free safety. So 2 quick turnovers in a very heavy rainfall here at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Plenty of time to throw. Zipped open right in the middle. Just a good defensive hit. No way. Mulder didn't have a chance.
Johnny Gray made the pop.
The weather here is just terrible, as you can see. It was even worse in Tampa yesterday, which made the Redskins' performance miraculous. Not a single turnover in what was termed a monsoon.
And Dickey gets the football back. First down and 10. The ball at the 8-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory. And now number 40 is set back along with Mike Meade, number 39. This is Ivory. And Ivory struggles out over the 10 for a gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Eddie Lee Ivory with a 109-yard game a week ago, and he's had some tough luck over the years. 2 years ago, he had knee surgery following the opening of the season. Came back, had a big season in 80, and then tore his knee up again last year. As Bart Starr looks on, of course, the legendary one for so many years, quarterback of 5 NFL championship teams under the great Vince Lombardi. They have marked it out close to the 12, so we'll call a second down and 7. This is Rogers, the rookie out of Utah, out over the 15-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. Third-round draft pick out of Utah, as I mentioned. Had a big senior year out there with a 6.6 average for the University of Utah.
This club has a lot of personnel. Frank and I commented on that in the preseason game when they racked up the Bengals in Milwaukee. And somehow, unaccountably, they usually play especially well against the Giants.
Gary Ellis is not in the lineup for the Packers tonight. Meade, the rookie from Penn State, is, and Dickey, third and short, fires incomplete, and the Packers will have to punt. Eddie Lee Ivory, the intended receiver.
I think he may have made a bad choice that time in receivers. He tried to force it into Ivory, and he had Lofton pretty well by himself over the sideline. That's, we've said many times, awfully easy to sit up here and see those things. But that's what the quarterback's supposed to do, check them all out. Ivory was covered, Lofton was over.
Here's Ray Stakowitz, 44-yard average against the Los Angeles Rams. Leon Bright, respecting Stakowitz, has dropped to his 40-yard line. Little traffic directing out there, making sure the Green Bay punting team picks up what appears to be a giant rush, but indeed they drop back, trying to help Bright, and a good kick by Stakowitz. It takes Bright back to his 30. And down goes Bright. Good defensive play. Hustling down there was Harlan Huckleby. And the Giants will have their second possession, yard line. And Scott Bruner, 6'5", 200-pounder. Third-year man, as I mentioned, out of Delaware. Pressed into service again this year when Phil Simms went out for the season with a knee injury. Butch Wolfock fumbles the football once again. Football is slippery tonight.
There's some good news and bad news. The good news is he fumbled it forward. Of course, the bad news, he fumbled.
And again, good news, it's out of bounds. The Giants retain possession, and they pick up 9 yards.
A nifty gain that they wouldn't have come close to.
I don't think it's fair to say that thoughts of the strike caused fumbles, but I think it is probably safe to say that strike certainly is in both these teams' minds tonight. They may not play as alert as maybe ordinarily they would, but it's got to affect them some,
but they've got pride, self-respect, and hope that the strike will still be settled shortly. So they've got motivation.
Second down and 1. Wolfock
going to try it again.
Covering it up, and he is upended by Mike Douglas, and there is a loss on the play.
Tell you, there's a lot of togetherness on that Green Bay team. A Giant team, years of languishing. Now, in my opinion, as you look at the Green Bay Packers defensive line, playing, of course, the 3-4, the linebackers, and finally, the much improved defensive secondary, particularly Harvey.
Loss of 3 is third down and 4. Giants are on 37-yard line. 2 new running backs for the Giants. 27's Heater. Bright is in there. Number 45. And Bruno will pass.
Oh.
Batted away. And I believe it was John Anderson, the blitzing Green Bay Packer linebacker.
The point I wanted to make, Frank, as we get ready for another punting situation is that, in my view, the Maras have put together one of the finest management teams in football. In George Young, who really is the player personnel guy, and Ray Perkins, who I consider a remarkable young coach.
Dave Jennings on to do the punting. Johnny Gray has dropped. 4 returns a week ago against the Rams, averaging 10 yards. And Jennings, if you follow this game, you know that he can really hammer it. Gray takes it at the 19-yard line and goes down at the 19-yard line, where the Packers will have their second possession of the night. No turnovers. Still no score, however. 10:37 remaining here in the first quarter. First down and 10. The Pack near their 19-yard line. Dickey, play action.
Good move.
Wide open is Lofton with that great speed. You have to give him a lot of area deep. This time Lofton drove it down deep and then turned to the outside. He was wide open.
And Frank, what he did, he was actually covered when Dickey looks at him. We're looking at Jimmy now as he comes down. He does his turn-in route, looks back at the quarterback, and he's still covered. There's big giant there in front of him, who I think was Harry Carson. That little move to the outside, uncovered, just uncovered. That's awfully nice. Some receivers go down and just freeze.
First down and 10, 38-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory, and Ivory out over the 40-yard line. He'll get 2, perhaps 3 for a second down and 7. Harry Carson defensively there for the Giants. Another Giant missing tonight, and he could hurt. You saw Mike Dennis enter the picture on that long pass to Lofton a few moments ago. He's filling in for an injured Terry Jackson, who has a hyperextended knee. He will not see action tonight.
That's a very important point, though. Ray Perkins professes total confidence in Dennis.
He was a starting cornerback 3 years ago. Second down, 7. Eddie Lee Ivory. Short of the first down, out over the 40-yard line, near the 41. It'll be third down and 2. Eddie Lee Ivory, one of the few running backs in the league on the opening day of the season that was able to negotiate a 100-yard game. There were a lot of receivers had 100-yard games. Third down, long 2, as the ball is marked close to the 45-yard line. Epps in motion, the rookie from TCU. Dickey wanted to go up on top. He couldn't do so. He goes out to Del Rogers, and the flag is down. Rogers losing yardage back to about the 43-yard line, but again, a flag is down.
One of those scary situations. Well, not scary. You're just sitting back there. You've got a pass play call, holding by Green Bay, and you look out there, and everybody's covered. And you say, wait a minute, that's not fair. It happens.
You see Harry Carson all over him. Immediately the reception was executed.
Absolutely.
Offensive holding, number 67, refused. Fourth down.
Bob Frederick, our referee, who's being dampened tonight by the rain. We now have Stakowitz, the 53-yard effort on his first punt tonight. Leon Wright respectfully stations himself at the 15-yard line. Leon Wright troubled all training camp with a pull calf muscle back in action for the Giants. Nice high kick by Stakowitz. Takes Bright back to the 11-yard line. And Bright just points it upfield, hammers his way out to the 20-yard line. So the Giants will take over first and 10. Still no score here in the first quarter, 8:59. That's why we haven't used it.
Oh, I see.
First and 10, 20-yard line. The Giants with possession. Mulledy, the tight end, in motion. And Bruner drops. Again, a lot of time. Man open over the middle is Mulledy, who caught 7 passes a week ago. Rich Wingo was there defensively. And here's Ray Perkins. Howard spoke of him. Now in his 4th year. Went through a couple of losing seasons, and then last year went to the playoffs for the first time since 1963 and gave the Giants their first winning season since 1972.
Not a lot of big names on his ball club, which is another indication that
That's the point.
maybe doing a pretty good job.
Second down and 1. Bruner, collision in the backfield. Bruner, not the most agile. It loses the ball, gets it back, and he'll have the first down. Chatham colliding with Bruner. We had that happen last week when Joe Morris collided with Bruner, causing one of the fumbles that hurt.
But I think Don made the essential point about Perkins. He doesn't have a Lofton. He doesn't have a Jefferson. His wide receivers are suspect. Yet somehow, using the likes of Mulledy and Shirk and some others, he gets the most out of every man and synthesizes. I think he's a tremendous young coach.
superb defense.
It do help.
1st and 10.
Right there.
Going to Gray. And Gray does not hold on. It would have been a 1st down near midfield.
That ball was pretty well thrown. There was one spot for it to be. It was in between where you're going to get hit. Gray came around, and he did get hit. But the ball's well thrown.
Gray has been so frustrating. Again, he is 6'3". He goes up. The ball, as Don said, could have been caught.
Yeah,
Gray makes some of the most spectacular catches you have ever seen, and then he will get a case of the drops.
That was Maurice Harvey who helped him with that case of drops that time, because he did throw a shoulder and he grips pretty well.
Harvey has played very well.
2nd down and 10. The ball at the 31-yard line. Chatham struggling up close to the 35-yard line. He'll get about 3, where it'll be still 3rd and about 6. Mike Douglas defensively there. No, that's not easy. That's why I mentioned the defense.
Now that is amazing. Last in total offense, and they qualified for the playoffs.
But they were 3rd overall in the entire NFL on defense a year ago. And did Lawrence Taylor make a difference before he got here in 1980? The Giants were 27th in defense. With Taylor, they were 3rd a year ago. 3rd down, 7. 34-yard line of the Giants. No score in the 1st quarter. Bruner.
Right there.
Perkins.
Oh, yes. Oh, I like that throw.
Perkins. Fine catch. Well-delivered football by a very cool and poised Scott Bruner. It'll be 1st down. Green Bay's 31-yard line.
Well, as we take a ground level look, Don, this is exactly what I mean. A bunch of no-names on the offensive line, but protecting Bruner beautifully. And you give him time, the kid is an excellent thrower.
So far, so good. If you'll notice on this particular pattern, his angle is a little bit more toward the goal post. It didn't come quite across the middle. And that was right in the middle. Good throw, good catch.
31-yard line. Woolfolk in motion. Bruner puts everyone in the pattern. Is Perkins.
Oh,
and a fine defensive play by Mike McCoy. That ball was caught, and McCoy hammered it out.
That really was. That was a reception that turned into an incompletion all of a sudden. Good move by McCoy. From the other side on a reverse angle, well, let's just take another look at it again. We're looking forward to a good defensive play.
Perkins had it.
Yeah.
And McCoy batted it away.
Comes over the top.
2nd down and 10. Rain continuing to fall. 6:05 remaining in the 1st quarter. Perkins topping the screen in motion. Draw play. This is Heater. Larry Heater on the injured reserve for the Giants all of last year. Back in action. And he gets about 7 on that draw play. Give him 8. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Decision time for Ray Perkins, who calls the plays from the sidelines.
Not a revelation as the comment goes, but when you're throwing the ball pretty well, the draw is one that fits in with the passing game, and that little cross block in the middle there, and they've got him a nice open hole there.
J.T. Turner, Don, and Ernie Hughes, the center of the guard.
As a matter of fact, Mike Douglas was the one that had a footer. He picked up that 1st down.
3rd down, about 2.5, and Bruner's back again. Has the time, gets the completion. This is Missler. John Missler. They'll mark it at the 15-yard line. Giants on the prowl.
And they continue to move. They continue to pick Green Bay apart, and Bruner is doing a beautiful job. But always there is that protection.
When you get into that 3rd down situation, it's a long 2 or 3. You see what a team does on that next call. Boy, that ball is slipping out there, isn't it? The proclivity to the fumble is amazing.
Proclivity?
Yes. You misuse that. You say propensity a lot, and proclivity is actually more correct.
You think so?
Yes.
1st and 10, 15-yard line. Inside handoff. Butch Woolfolk stays on his feet. Woolfolk inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. They'll mark it close to the 2. Great running by the All-American from Michigan. The #1 draft pick shattered all the Michigan rushing records up there. Let's watch again.
Almost a similar kind of play. It's that delayed kind of a run into the middle, but he did keep his feet. Moved on around. Finally brought down by Ezra Johnson.
Woolfolk, who was slow coming around in training camp, but he has also turned into a pretty fine receiver, even though they did not throw the ball all that much at Michigan. left side.
Wolford got an interesting analogy. They asked him what he thought about the difference between pro ball and college ball. He says, well, basically in pro ball, everybody's really good.
Chatham hit right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down goal to go.
Boy, it's smart. He got himself a good education, didn't he?
How about a thrill, though? He played the New Jersey State High School Championship game right here in this stadium. And he came back and he opened the season for the Giants last week.
Giants were his favorite team, too. Oh, good.
Joe Morris, the rookie from Syracuse, out to the right side with blazing speed. The little fire plug, who is so powerful, so strong. Second-round draft pick gets the score for the Giants.
And on the end zone replay, you saw Joe just lifted up, by the way, by Ernie Hughes. Look at that blocking. Look how quickly he darted through the hole and in. Picked up by Ernie Hughes. Another evidence of Ray Perkins. A San Francisco reject converted to center has turned out to be one of the strongest linemen in pro football.
On for the conversion, it is Joe Danello. Puts it through with 3:18 remaining in the first quarter. The Giants take the Giants. Plays called by Ray Perkins from the sideline. Finally executed by Scott Brunner. Pulling in, as I mentioned before, for an injured Phil Simms, who is out for the season. Danello. The kickoff. Del Rogers is deep to Green Bay. And almost stepped over the end line. He did. And that could have been a safety had he stayed in there. But he gets out to the 13-yard line.
He who hesitates is lost, is written about Del Rogers. Exactly right. Let's see if we can see. He catches the ball, comes down in the end zone, takes that one step. He actually finally made a good decision because he's right. That was a safety.
He looked over to the official, and the official was not giving him the touchback side. He said, hey, I better get out of here.
Oh, boy. He has an inherent inclination towards something objectionable.
13-yard line, the Green Bay Packers. F's in motion. Ivory. And the defensive surge by the Giants collects Ivory at the 15-yard line for a gain of about 1.5 yards.
We were talking in the commercial break about the Giants don't seem to have very many stars, and I agree with what Frank said. They've got a lot of stars that are shining on that defensive unit. And I guess I'll have to agree with what else you said. You said that's the way you guys used to win. Is that right?
The
a lot of
Giants?
defense and no offense. Is that what he said? Wait till I tell Charlie Connolly about that.
Tell Y.A. Tittle and Del Schaffner about it, and Frank Gifford and Alex Webster and Joey Morrison.
Second down and 8. Meade, the rookie from Penn State. And the swarming Giant defense headed this time by Brian Kelly. Harry Carson was there, the inside linebackers. All of these linebackers have been to the Pro Bowl.
They are everywhere, those linebackers. They're the stars. There's Jefferson.
Pulled hamstring. He will not play tonight.
J.J.
Pulled hamstring. We told you that. Smallish guy. Tremendous flash. Tremendous hands. Just a superb receiver.
3rd and 8 for Lynn Dickey. In motion. Dickey has everyone in the pattern. Kaufman was open. Ball overthrown, and he could not get his hands up.
They're going to have to throw a lot more, Frank. They'll not develop a ground game against this Giant defense. There is Bart.
Now in his 8th year. Played, of course, those 16 years for the Pack. Stakowicz will be kicking from somewhere around the 3 or 4 yard line. And Bright is at his own 40-yard line. The Giants should get good field position once again. 1:40 remaining in the first quarter. The Giants on top, 7-0. This will be a safety.
About 9-0.
Safety. That ball snapped by Larry McCarron, who ordinarily is so exact. The veteran center of the Packers. Watch it again.
Up and away. Was that McCarron or is that Rubens? Either one of those guys, whoever did it,
Rubens.
shouldn't have
Rubens may have changed, so it is.
Yeah.
Rubens following the safety. Ray Stakowicz will put it in play. He must kick from behind the 20. He'll put it in play with the punt. That means Leon Bright awaits the football at his own 20-yard line. Stakowicz, fine kick. Bright from the 22, and he drops the football. Big opening. And Bright saw it instantly and exploded up the middle to the 42-yard line. Guy Prather was there for the stop defensively, but the Giants have good field position. Once again, they lead 9-0.
Another inherent inclination to call something objectionable.
The thing about Bruner is, as long as he can get the protection, he is at maximum efficiency. He needs more protection than the average quarterback because he's not swift.
I think he's very similar to Dickey on the other side. Everybody needs protection back there, but these two quarterbacks in particular, I think.
Because they're ponderous in their feet.
Ponderous in their feet.
First and 10, Bruner back.
Would you please get that punt out of your
Perkins is
feet?
wide open, and Perkins comes down with the football at the 41-yard line. First down, Giants, Packer territory.
It must be awfully slick out there because in almost every play, they seem to have a difficult time in holding the ball. Again, a good route by Perkins. This time coming back into that middle. We saw him have a little trouble in there earlier.
You can tell by his cut how slippery it is. He had to take those short steps before he could square it across the middle.
Interesting how often Ray Perkins uses that pattern in the middle, cutting in there.
Big open there.
Chatham, Cliff Chatham, fourth-round draft pick a year ago for the Giants. He's in there because of an injury to Leon Perry, who has been fighting an injured ankle throughout training camp, and also last week. Chatham was on the injured reserve with a back injury a year ago. Pressed into service tonight because of the ankle problems of Leon Perry.
Talking about that particular type pattern, now we talk so much how fast does the quarterback get back, and in timing, if I don't remember, that pattern takes a little over 3 seconds to throw. That's a pretty good long time to block.
Chatham got 3, second down 7, 37-yard line of Green Bay. They come with the blitz. And Bruner.
That's big Terry Jones who jumped up in there that time, knocked that one down.
Trying to go over the middle. Terry Jones, the nose tackle. He came into his own last year. One of those draft picks way down the line, about a 10th or 11th draft pick.
Leaving aside the strike, there's Terry Jones, Alabama. Leaving aside the strike for the moment, what a pity Rob Carpenter's not here.
He made such a difference a year ago. The Giants making their first playoffs since 1963. Third down 7. Brenner trying to get to Mulliday, and Mulliday picked up and covered very smartly by John Anderson. It'll be fourth down.
What a difference, though, when Bruner is rushed, as you just saw.
And out comes the punting unit, just outside the range of Joe Dinello, one would suspect. Dinello, who kicked a 55-yarder a year ago for the Giants. I'm really rather surprised they are not letting him have a go at this one. Johnny Gray is deep. He'll be guessing with Jennings. Jennings very accurate putting that ball out. And he's going to catch it inside the 15, the 12-yard line as time has expired here about the first quarter. They've compounded it by a lack of offense and a couple of errors. First down 10, their own 12-yard line. And off to Mike Meade. Harry Carson defensively for the Giants.
Once again, the linebacker. You'll see it again and again and again. Doesn't matter which one. Can be the relatively unheralded Brian Kelly. So solid through the years. But Carson, super talent.
On the defensive line at the 3. We've had a outage here at Giant Stadium. The lights are dimmed. There are just a few of them.
No, I told you, you're going to dim those lights. The party's almost over.
Of course, we have had a stormy day here in the New York area. I didn't know it was this stormy. Everyone get a candle. I guess it goes with the happenings of the day.
This is the time to run a quarterback sneak. If you're ever going to run a quarterback sneak, this is it. slip up on him, bruise him.
Where were you, Frank, the night of the great blackout in New York? In the East, for that matter.
It was on the 39th floor of some building.
The lights went out in Jersey.
These are vapor lights, by the way.
They're vapor?
If you get them back, it's still going to take many minutes before they will come up to full strength. Howard and I recall this once before in Cleveland.
I remember the night of the great blackout. We were on the football, Green Bay struggling to get out of the hole.
2nd down and 7 for the Green Bay Packers. We resume play with 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Eddie Lee Ivory, left side. And Eddie Lee Ivory out over the 20, close to the 24-yard line. He'll pick up yardage for the first down.
It was a well-timed run. He had the guy in motion, coming out on the outside leading. Timed that one just right. Eddie Lee was able to dodge right in behind the offensive blockers. It's pretty. I like to play like that.
Cut outside the linebackers for a change. Only their 2nd first down of the contest.
Marked at the 23-yard line. James Lofton comes to the left. Again, John Jefferson not in action for Green Bay tonight. Pulled hamstring. He's been replaced by Phil Epps, a rookie from TCU. But this is Eddie Lee Ivory.
Oh, yeah.
Against the grain running by Ivory. Just letting giant tacklers slide by as he works against the grain and gets good yardage. Give him about 6.
That's Ivory at his very best, despite the fact that it was a short yardage gain. It showed the fullness of his running ability. Slippery, elusive, as we look at an old teammate of Frank Gifford's, number 85, Bob Schnelke. He's been around this league some, I'll tell you.
7 or 8 teams. He was with the Packers 11 years ago, and he's back with them as offensive coordinator this year. It's 2nd down and 4. The ball near the 29-yard line. Dickey. To Lofton, and Lofton with a circus catch. 37-yard line.
Oh,
Howard said at the top of the show he might be the best athlete in the entire league. He was a long-jumping world champion back in 1978, and he has great speed.
Exceptional thing about this is the ability to adjust his pattern, throws his body out in front. Have to have those soft hands, they say, to hold out. And it's soft hands. Let's look at it from the other side.
I'll tell you, that is an absolutely great catch. He's lost his footing right there. Never lost concentration, however.
That really is.
I wonder if it touched the ground.
He had the arm under it. 1st and 10, inside the 36. Ivory, this time cutting back into a crowd. Runs into big Curtis McGriff, who is splitting time with George Martin. Now Martin will come in on what is assumed to be a passing down. McGriff and Martin alternating on the left side, as will Phil Tabor and Dee Hardison on the right side for the Giants on their defensive line.
Well, the blackout apparently stimulated the pack.
Both teams kept jogging around during that brief interlude. 2nd down and 9, and the lights are going down again.
Maybe E.T. is responsible for all that. Is he handling the computers?
We lost one bank.
This is ridiculous.
The lights over our broadcast booth have gone dim once again.
They knew we were coming, didn't they, Frank?
Let out in Jersey.
Howard, we're okay. Down on the field. We're going to begin play. Ball at the 34-yard line. We have 11 minutes remaining here in the first half. Hoffman in motion, and Dickey drops immediately. Here comes the blitz, and the blitz is a successful one as Harry Carson roared in untouched all over Lynn Dickey. They do it so well in combination. Carson, Kelly, Van Pelt, and Taylor.
If an old cliche really is applicable, it really is with Lynn Dickey. If you give Lynn some time, he's going to really beat you. And he is not a very mobile quarterback. Been hurt a lot. Frank mentioned that earlier. That time it could have possibly taken a step or two one way or another and eluded that rush a little bit, but it was a pretty good blitz. Nobody picked him up.
There was a loss of 8 yards. 3rd down and 18. Green Bay now at the 43-yard line of the Giants. Dickey has the time, and he goes to Kaufman. It's complete, short of the first down, near the 31-yard line.
Good job of reading against secondary receivers. Lynn set up, had all of his primary receivers going over to the right side, flooding a zone. Nobody was there. You see, he comes back to Kaufman. Kaufman's the guy that First time Ray's seen him drop a ball is tonight. But he had him going pretty good. Just came back. It's Mike Dennis, the defender.
And here comes Stenerud. Stenerud off a fabulous season a year ago. Getting a little long in the tooth, but he also is very accurate, and he still is very long.
Getting very close to setting and breaking some records.
If he hits for this, he will become the 5th all-time leading scorer in the NFL's history, replacing Lou Groza. He's tied with him right now. Block.
That's a good break right there.
Giants block the field goal attempt of Jan Stenerud.
Let's see if there's a low kick. There's just some good penetration. That's Brad Van Pelt.
Brad Van Pelt.
They're everywhere, those linebackers.
Yeah, Van Pelt really timed that jump, didn't he? He came in
6 years. First and 10, the Giants. Their own 31-yard line. 9-0 they lead. 9:33 remaining in the first half. And Bruner goes back immediately. Going deep for Gray. And Gray has it at the 25-yard line. Ernie Gray beating Mike McCoy as Bruner hung it up there.
There's also that's Maurice Harvey that's back in that way. This ball was wobbling a little bit back there.
Certainly was.
But it just dropped over the head of Harvey and right in front of McCoy and hit the mark.
It may not be aesthetically beautiful, but
Got the job done.
Bruner gets it done.
That's right.
Chatham, left side. Down to the 20-yard line. 5-yard pickup. It was Rich Wingo in there defensively for Green Bay. Getting help from Mike Douglas.
You see the crispness of this Giant team. You know what we mean about Ray Perkins.
They are a well-drilled team, and Ray Perkins, if he brings one thing to the game, he brings a consistency. He will stay with something, whatever he develops. And if it's not working, he will keep with it until it does. Larry Heater.
Nothing there.
Heater is collected there by Wingo.
Nobody's perfect.
Gets a yard out of it.
It's an interesting stat, and the rather limited number of long pass plays. But that was a year ago. That only, I think, 4 over 40 yards. But that's another indication. Last year, only 4 pass plays over 40 yards. That last one was over 4, but that's what Rob Carpenter did. He was the guy that kept him on the ground, picked up the yardage. So maybe you're going to see more of those. Well, actually, maybe not see any more of those.
Third down 4. Something like that.
Yeah.
Bruner's back, under pressure, hangs it up on the blitz. And not getting to the ball. Leon Bruner under tremendous pressure. Now Bruner is complaining like mad. I'm sure that he feels that Bright was interfered with. His path to the ball interfered with.
Scott, take it easy. Don't get yourself into a major penalty situation.
Leon had a little more experience. He would have dashed back through that defensive defender.
And he would have got the call because he was being blocked away from the ball.
Big John Anderson was out there.
Joe Danello, like Jan Stenerud, off a great year. 24 of 38 last year.
Well within his range, Frank. Well within.
43-yard effort to make it a 37-yard effort. And Danello hammers it through, and the Giants extend their lead. Will have an opportunity to duplicate what they did last Sunday when they came back from a 23-point deficit. They're working on it with 7:29 remaining in the first half. The Giants out in front, 12-0. Joe Danello to put it in play. Del Rogers is deep for the Green Bay Packers. This one off the side of Danello's foot. Rogers handles it at the 5. And Rogers, a 3rd-round pick, rookie from Utah, gets out over the 30-yard line near the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Green Bay.
Best field position for a beginning of a drive that they've had tonight. Though they made the last drive result in a field goal attempt, they had no field position when they began. Frank, we've talked about the linebackers on the Giants, Carson, Kelly, Van Pelt. We haven't talked about Lawrence Taylor tonight. He's not been that active, and he needs no excuses made for him. He's had a bad foot ever since the Jets preseason game.
Several weeks ago, and it has troubled Lawrence Taylor. First and 10. Quickly to Gary Lewis, the screen to the tight end. And Lewis just about to the line of scrimmage. He might have even lost a half a yard. Good pursuit, hustling pursuit on the part of the Giants defense.
It was Lawrence Taylor that time.
It was Lawrence Taylor.
He came out, he missed the tackle, but he really did almost as well. He caused him to delay a little bit. That pursuit kept from the inside.
Not playing a bad play on the part of Jim Burt as we look at Taylor again.
Lawrence comes in, reads the quick screen out there, and there's the speed, aggressiveness. He missed the tackle.
But he timed that tackle to turn.
That's right.
Lewis back inside. He ran right in to Jim Burt. Second down and 10. Epps in motion. Dickey on the draw play.
Good play. Good play.
Gets away from tacklers at the line of scrimmage and gets out to the 37-yard line for about a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 6. Bill Courier defensively there for the Giants. Mike Meade, we saw him, Howard, also in that preseason game, August 20th.
We conjectured then that he might not make the club because it appeared that Turdell Middleton was in the process of coming back.
Harry Ellis comes into the game. He would ordinarily be the starter. He has a very sore knee. He wears number 31. Mike Meade is checked out. 3rd down 6. Green Bay at their own 37. And it was Eddie Lee Ivory. He was knocked off, and he will draw the interference call.
He got him pretty good that time. Carson says, no, not really, but I think Carson knows deep down he did. He had him when he bumped him pretty good and stayed with him when he tried to make his cut. All right, well, come back for the 53 is Carson. You see Ivory coming out there. He hits him pretty good. Eddie Lee said, wait a minute. Why for you want to do that?
Harry Carson will really level you. He lurks around there in the middle, and he gets the attention of running backs. 41-yard line, the first down, following the penalty assessment. Mike Meade comes back in. Gary Ellis checks out. 5:50 remaining in the half. The Giants on top 12-0. The Giants losers in their opener to Atlanta. Green Bay with a spectacular come from behind win over Los Angeles. The Rams, that is. Dickey and Burt will nail him inside the 30-yard line.
You think somebody slipped up?
Jim Burt, who is filling in for an injured Bill Neal at nose tackle. 2 fine plays in the last 3.
Didn't he?
They come from nowhere on this team, and nobody ever heard of them before. Jim Burt, not your household name.
Had to be a mix-up there by Larry McGarren.
He stepped over to help out on Harry Carson.
That was wrong.
Tim Huffman had Carson, but nobody touched Jim Burt.
Last week, Tigers didn't score in the first half either.
They came back to win it, as we mentioned several times. A spectacular comeback.
Well, they'll have to be spectacular against this defensive unit.
All right. Mass confusion running rampant here.
On the bench, he's replaced tonight by Phil Epps, the rookie speedster from TCU. And so many of the Giants moved across the line of scrimmage. It could have been that they were drawn off.
That was they might call that against the pack, however. It looked to me that it was a quick snap. Again by McCarron.
Now we're getting it ironed out. Bob Frederick will give us the word.
Flag will be picked up. There was no foul on the play.
Well, then what was that?
Sure looked like one.
Yeah, you could have fooled me.
That's happening more and more.
What, me getting fooled?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's happening more and more, too.
The flag being picked up. No penalty on the play.
I think they might put that one back down again.
Well, let's take a vote.
They better do it fast. The lights will go out.
Well, Bob didn't hit his switch there, so I guess the flag was picked up. No foul. 3rd down and 20. Actually, 3rd down and 21.
Well, the Birds of Baltimore continue apace. Home run by Johnny Lowenstein in the 9th. The Birds won it 3-1 over Detroit. What a surge.
Dickey back. No blitz. Has time. Going for Kaufman, and Kaufman holds on after a violent collision at the 47-yard line, and Kaufman gets the first down.
Now that's the...
And more importantly, gets up.
Frank, that's the Kaufman Ray Perkins described to us. Bill touches the football, he holds it.
Bill Courier is going to be the defensive back that hits Kaufman. Ball is perfectly thrown. I am constantly amazed that those guys ever catch any of those balls out there.
The thing to remember, too, is that he knew he was going to get hit. He knew that Courier was right there. Still, he kept his concentration.
And you don't get hit in the ribs.
Packers with the first down inside the Giants' 48-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory finds a little opening, stays on his feet. Nice running to the 42-yard line.
It really is. It's good to see anybody come back from injuries, but a year ago right now, tonight, Eddie Lee had just had his second ligament operation.
Did you see him spin off the tackler and pick up the extra 3 yards?
It was a good operation on the knee. That makes But a year ago, he was not anywhere close to this squad, and they missed it.
And in 1979, it was again the opening game of the season. Eddie Lee Ivory, as Don mentioned, hurt his knee. In between, he led the pack in total offense the year 1980. Second down and 4. Dickey, Ivory again. This time Ivory goes down. Bill Tabor defensively there for the Giants.
And Curtis McGriff, another name that you may not be familiar with, but they all do a job.
Another good example of Carson, we were talking about a while ago. He didn't make that tackle, but he was responsible for his teammates doing it. He took away the lead block with Meade coming out there. There was no place for the runner to go. He tried to cut back to the inside. Bill Tabor was right there.
Meade comes out. Gary Ellis comes in. He's in on passing situations. Again, he has a very sore knee. Ordinarily would be the starter. Meade, the rookie from Penn State, has been in there. One suspects that they're using Gary Lewis to pick up the blitzing Giant linebackers. Now they put him in the pattern on 3rd and 5. Lofton. Lofton is there. Mike Dennis filling in for the injured Terry Jackson was the victim, and Green Bay is inside the Giants' 20-yard line. 2:33 and the clock is moving, remaining in the half.
Nice wrinkle by Lofton. What's this? Kind of a different way of getting to the outside by Lofton. You see that little turn to the inside, then back out to the outside. That's not the way most receivers are going to run that sideline route. And Dennis couldn't hold on to him. Good move by Jimmy.
Lofton gets the first down at the 17-yard line of the Giants. Dickey maybe starting his second half heroics early. Ivory, big gaping hole. He almost breaks it into the end zone, but Carson holds on and pulls Ivory down at the 10-yard line.
It was a terrific tackle by Carson. That was a touchdown. Had it all up there. Carson came over and got it by the foot.
Ivory gets 7 yards. It'll be second down 3. We get the 2-minute warning here at time. McKean Upshaw, the president of the association, and other principals involved. We've had a safety tonight. Ivory following Meade, who puts a good block on for Ivory. He gets the first down, close to the 6-yard line.
Good, hard, tough running to the outside. Not going to score. That good Giant pursuit out there. Not enough blockers to break that one for the touchdown.
Andy, you weren't with us in Buffalo on Thursday, but Minnesota totally dominated, led 19-0, didn't fully capitalize, and this is, as we look at Bart, reflective of that situation. Buffalo put on a drive for a touchdown just before the half ended, got the momentum, won the game.
First down, goal to go. Ivory, who's piled up, still maintains his feet and gets inside the 5-yard line. Again, fine running by Eddie Lee Ivory.
Better call some timeouts out there.
Green Bay has 2 timeouts, and now they'll use 1. And Dickey will move to the sidelines. Stadium, long-time season ticket holders. They're watching Green Bay with the second down, goal to go. The ball inside the 4-yard line. Mix-up in the backfield. Dickey will go down, and the partisan crowd gets their wishes. Eddie Lee Ivory, Mike Meade collided, sandwiching Lynn Dickey, and Lynn Dickey is not one of your better running quarterbacks. Down he goes.
Glad they ran over the Bart for that call.
Oh, yeah. And that's just, you know, you see Meade coming out right now. Whether that had anything to do with it or not, I don't know. They probably sent in a different kind of a offensive formation. But
no timeout remaining. Third down, goal to go. They'll put it in the air, either for the touchdown or to stop the clock. Jim Jensen in now. It's set back for Green Bay as Dickey looks into the end zone. So easy. Jensen Touchdown, Green Bay.
And
so the Packers are back.
That's a sore ankle, I guess. Because that was their #1 guy we've been talking about, and he beat him pretty good. Let's just look at it again. Lawrence Taylor is 56. Jensen slides in. Lawrence is not too close.
So the former Cowboy, the former Denver Bronco, puts the Packers on the scoreboard. And Jan Stenerud, this time he will try to erase Drew Groza's 5th ranking of all time in points scored, and he does just that. Stenerud. Butch up the conversion. We're set to go. Jan Stenerud will kick it off. You had a look at Butch Woolfolk. Great speed. A star from Michigan, the #1 draft pick for the Giants, takes it at the 12-yard line. And this time he will not have an opportunity to utilize that speed. He's down at the 23-yard line with 19 seconds remaining in the half. Byron Braggs there defensively.
Byron was there. There goes 73.
The rain has let up. The lights are back on. The wind now has started to whistle around here in Giants Stadium.
And we're still here in Rutherford, New Jersey.
Giants have 3 timeouts should they feel they need them. And they have a 12-7 lead. First down. Woolfolk. Power running by Butch as he gets out over the 30-yard line.
Fans don't like it, but I think basically that's a pretty smart call. He didn't really have enough time to try to mount something. Maybe one pass.
And the final seconds will expire. The Giants keeping it on the ground. They go into the locker room for their halftime, leading 12-7. Led by 4th-year coach Jan Stenerud will kick it off, dropping deep for the New York Giants. Butch Woolfolk. Much has been said and written about his great running ability at the University of Michigan. He was also a 10-1 sprinter in the 100 meters. He can really fly. He'll bring it out. Woolfolk stays on his feet. Nice running out to the 33-yard line. The Giants offensive unit comes back on. We'll see Scott Brunner as we look at Woolfolk once again getting a good gap, and he just turns it on. Spins away from tacklers here, Don.
Had a tentative start. I think he even considered staying in the end zone with that one. He's the kind of guy that you see him play on a college team. And the Kite College offense they ran, you never know what he's going to do in the pros. He's going to be a nice surprise, I think, for the Giants.
1st and 10. The Giants at the 33-yard line.
Bang.
Woolfolk.
Bang.
Quite a collision there between Woolfolk and John Anderson. Those are the first quarter stats.
Pretty much the Giants.
Time of possession, 9:44 against Green Bay, 5:16. Now look at this. That is just for the entire half, as Green Bay possessed that ball almost the entire second quarter.
And made 7 first downs to the Giants 1. The exact opposite of the first quarter.
Second down 10. Woolfolk 25. Chatham 31. Those are your setbacks. That's Perkins in motion for the Giants. And Brunner has time. Gets it out to Woolfolk. Anderson reigns all over him at the line of scrimmage.
And Anderson has shown up a lot tonight. He's been around the ball.
He's a terrific linebacker. I told you this team has personnel. No question about it.
Yeah, Anderson is first. Well, until last year, he had lost 3 of the previous seasons with a broken left arm. And he came back to have a great year a year ago and performing well tonight. Fine linebackers for Green Bay. We talked about the Giants so much, but Anderson, Wingo, even Cumbie, and Mike Douglas. Excellent linebacking for Bart Starr's Green Bay Packers. 3rd down and 10. Brunner. And he goes to Mulledy, and Mulledy will be short of the first down. He tries to stretch out and reach the first down marker at the 43-yard line. He does not do so. Out comes the punting unit. That means Dave Jennings, and we'll pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
WLUK, TV 11, Green Bay.
Dave Jennings set to punt for the Giants. Johnny Gray, dangerous return man, drops for Green Bay. Rain has subsided here at Giant Stadium. Beautiful punt by Jennings. High, deep. And it takes a very definite giant bounce inside the 5-yard line. Wet, soggy field. Otherwise, that might have bounded into the end zone. Jennings with a tremendous effort.
What a weapon he is to have for your team. Couldn't ask for a better punt.
Pete Shaw kills it. Designed for football. Cosmos play here in the North American Soccer League. Green Bay, 1st and 10, their first possession of the second half. Trailing 12-7. It'll be from the 3-yard line. Meade. And down goes Meade. And this time Lawrence Taylor was there.
Either didn't get a good block by Ivory or he misplayed that block. You'll see Ivory will be out in front, number 40. Meade's trying to get to the outside. That time Lawrence Taylor played off of that block extremely well.
I'll tell you, Meade's not a bad blocker.
Well, that was
a big blocking force for the Penn State team over his years. Blocked for the likes of Matsui, Booker Moore. Loss of a yard. It's 2nd down and 11. Meade sent right up the middle by Lynn Dickey, out over the 5-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 8.
Really caused by an outstanding punt by Jennings to put it back on about the 3 or 4-yard line when they start. Run the first offensive play and lose a yard. You're sitting here looking at a pretty tough 3rd down situation.
When you have a defense like the Giants, 3rd in the NFL a year ago, and you have a punter like Jennings who can get you out of your own end zone. He can put it out inside the 20 so frequently.
You're going to win some ball games, aren't you?
You have 2 very powerful weapons.
It's a big down. Determined field position.
3rd and 8.
Go to Kaufman. No.
Dickey, lots of time looking for Lofton. Lofton looking for the interference call. He doesn't get it.
Good defensive play that time. Had plenty of time to throw, just couldn't get it there. See Jimmy coming down. Hayes' work as the guys falling back in the middle. Ball's a little bit behind him. You don't blame him. I don't think I'd be too happy with that. You see that left hand on the back of his headgear. But no interference call.
Larry Rubens will snap it. Stakowitz from the back of the end zone. Low kick, the kind you can run back. And Leon Bright has the opportunity, midfield. Good coverage by the Packers. They had to kick from a rather tight formation because of the
run in the last of the 10th to tie that game against Boston.
1st and 10, the Giants inside the 43-yard line of Green Bay. Bruner had to throw quickly to Gray. He was under pressure, blitz on, hustling in there.
Bruner knows he had him open, though, and that's one of those you say they should have caught. That one he should have hit him. He had enough time to get it in there. He was so wide open. They did pick up the blitz fairly well, but got a little pressure from the outside.
Good pressure on Scott Bruner. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Setbacks now for the Giants as they continue to change. Heater 27, Leon Bright number 45. Perkins and Missler and Gray, 3 wide receivers. Bruner throwing behind Gray. Gray and a crowd of Packers.
Had 8 of them back there pretty well in the vicinity that time.
They have 8 defensive backs in there. Actually, one of them a linebacker.
Yeah, they really did. They got back there in a hurry. Had the 3 defensive linemen.
2 notes about the Pack. The young special teams coach, Dick Rubin, is doing a terrific job. They've closed down. And secondly, they're now beginning to get the rush on Bruner, and it's changed his passing effective.
3rd down 10. The Packers in their 4-man front. Bruner, man wide open with Perkins. That ball, again, nothing aesthetically beautiful, but it got there to Perkins, and he gets the 1st down inside the 25-yard line.
What a big play.
Big Mike Butler was the guy that came in. You're going to see Perkins is pretty well open, as Frank mentioned. Johnny Perkins, 86. Pressure was on Bruner that time. Threw over Butler. Ball was not.
I'll tell you, that's not good coverage if he can.
Yeah.
That ball can be in the air that long, and he can come down with it.
Too many holes in there. Played a little zone that time.
Inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, the Giants. 10-17 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Woolfolk collides with Wingo, and down he goes for a loss of a couple.
Situation where you sometimes see a quarterback, you could pretty well read the linebackers coming that time. Either he was in the wrong position, could have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. However, he didn't. Ran right into the strength of the defense.
The thing that is impressive about Bruner, and this was what made him look so good down the stretch last year as the Giants got to the playoffs, was his capacity to make that big third down play.
He did it time and time again as the Giants went 4 of their last 5 to get into the playoffs, ultimately losing to San Francisco. 2nd and 12. Bruner, that was shot to Johnny Perkins. Perkins close to another Giant first down. They'll mark it, I think, just short.
Love to see those kinds of passes. That one leaves little option. He's either going to catch it or going to get knocked over.
He had to catch it, didn't he?
Yeah, wham! Right there. I love that.
Short yardage. Giants bring in their short yardage specialist. Green Bay does likewise. 3rd down, about a yard. Chatham over the left side, very close to the first down. I think he's got it.
He got it.
So if Chatham gets the Giants first down, sustains the drive. Chatham, as we mentioned several times, filling in for an injured Leon Perry. Chatham, with, although he came up last year, was on the injured reserve for the entire year with a bad back. Well, the Giants, listless in the 2nd quarter, have come back strong here in the 3rd quarter. Leon Bryant in motion. Open, Mulliday, and Bruner is there with the ball inside the 10, near the 8-yard line.
Looked like they were trying to have a kind of a delayed blitz that time, and it was so delayed they didn't get any pressure on Bruner and left some big holes in the back. Let's see if we can look at it from the other side. Good protection, good pickup. Remember, Johnny Gray, number 24, was the defensive safety that came in for the blitz. They went right where he came from, big hole.
We saw a good block by Gordon King protecting Bruner. There was a pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4. They can make a first down near the 3. Draw play. Bright. Powering close to a first down. I think he has it.
Looked to be a mix-up to me in the Packer defense that time. You see them start running around, hollering at each other and waving their arms. You know somebody's not where they're supposed to be.
Well, it may look like mass confusion over there, but they seem to know what they're doing. As Bart Starr calmly looking on. Fine drive engineered by the Giants. First down, goal to go.
Tom on the outside, Frank, not on the inside. I know Bart.
Chatham. Touchdown indicated. Jeff Chatham, he's made some key yardage tonight. Getting the starting role because of the injury to Leon Perry, and the Giants come back here in the 3rd quarter after Green Bay was oh so impressive in the 2nd.
It was a nice drive by the Giants. Again, set up really by Dave Jennings' punt. Packers were unable to get out of that. This is just a straight-up shot. Coming right through the middle. Big Larry Randy Scott, number 55, meets him. Not big enough to handle.
Fine block by Billy Yard. They get it down. Ganella gets it up. And the Giants have come back to lead 19-7 here in the Packers, the rookie from Utah. Spiraling kick that is taken there by Meade. And Mike Meade upended out at the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Want to remind you, this Saturday, college football, 12 o'clock Eastern time, right here on ABC. We are going to be watching Stanford at Ohio State. That'll be followed by the U.S. versus South American amateur boxing. That's at 3:45. Top U.S. amateur boxers take on an all-star team from South America. Then ABC's Wide World of Sports. It'll be the Southern 500 and International Gymnastics Championships. The good old boys getting together down in Darlington. It all begins with Stanford at Ohio State in college football. It's Saturday on ABC. 25-yard line, the Green Bay Packers trailing 19-7. Dickey, play action. Under a little bit of pressure, he had to step back up and he underthrows. The attempt going out to the rookie from TCU, Phil Epps.
First time he's thrown one in Epps' direction tonight. I've been kind of excited to see him play. We've talked about his speed. Of course, John Jefferson's not in tonight, and you've got to know that that's affected their offense a little bit. But Epps is the guy that can pick them up, put them down. Was he drafted 12th or something like that?
Way down there is the speedster out of TCU. But without Jefferson in there, you can pretty much single coverage the likes of Epps and then double up on Lofton. And, of course, the tight end, Kaufman, always a threat. Second down and 10. Whoa. And down goes Dickey. Haber and Taylor.
And watching their crosstown rivalries with that move there.
And they're back in the hole again. And this is one tough team to try to come back against.
And again, Dickey just has very little mobility back there. He sees it coming right here. Nothing he can do about it.
That's Tabor. I'll tell you, Tabor's had a good game all night tonight. As we mentioned, filling in, but they just didn't slow them down. Picked up a page from Gastineau's book. He said, I did it right here.
Tabor in there for Gary Jeter, who injured his knee in practice this past week. Third down and 20 now facing Lynn Dickey. Not a very enviable position against a very tough Giants defense.
I bet he can use that timeout before the night's over. Look out.
There's a blitz. Taylor. Lawrence Taylor. Favoring a foot.
Boy, he is favoring that foot, isn't he?
He sure is. He's limping off.
A delayed blitz that time. Lets those offensive linemen, gives them time to set for their blocks. Taylor came in a little bit late.
Watch his speed, though.
Well, that's really true. But Big Tim Huffman, number 74, took a quick look out there. He wasn't coming. Looked back to his right. Then Taylor came. Had enough speed to make up for it.
And Stakowitz once again in the end zone. That foot again bothering Lawrence Taylor. It's a foot that he hurt in training camp, the preseason game against the Jets. Stakowitz with a beautiful high spiraling kick. It's Leon Bright collects at the 49-yard line and steps back into Green Bay territory near the 47, and a flag is down. But again, dependent upon the penalty, good field position for the Giants.
Do you know if that injury is that turf's toe thing they're talking about?
No, I think it was banged up pretty good, Don, against the Jets. Then he continued to whack it. There it is, taped as you can see.
Boy, if you ain't got all your wheels running, that's tough.
Marked off against the Giants.
Playing with one wheel in the sand.
Illegal use of the hands on the kick return team, number 51.
But did he mean to? That's all I want to know. I mean, Frank wouldn't have done that on purpose.
Frank Marion should have done it.
No, he didn't mean to.
Only the second penalty of the game. That's interesting, and we like it. Both of them assessed against the Giants.
You know, that is kind of unusual. If you look at some of the earlier games that have been played, there were a lot of penalties.
Joe Morris is set back for the Giants. Number 20, the little man from Syracuse with the impressive numbers. Here he is.
He's got some room.
And Morris around the right side, picking up about 8. And when you think of the players that he surpassed in rushing up at Syracuse,
it's something, huh?
Jim Brown, Larry Zonka, Floyd Little.
Statistically, he became the greatest one of the boys from Syracuse.
Had over
That's Lynn Dickey.
200 yards rushing up there. He added another 1,000 yards on kickoff returns.
Didn't we see that musical together, Frank?
I
the
think
boys
we did.
from Syracuse.
I think I paid for the tickets. Second and 8.
If you saw it together, I know you did.
Morris.
What a pair of guys.
I like Morris says, you know, on his height, he's 5'7". He says, I run low.
Don says, how do you run high?
That's right. He said it makes it harder for him to bring me down.
That's like Victor Valley and Holmes against Cooney. We had the corner mic'd, and Valley kept saying to Cooney, you got to crouch, son. You got to crouch. 6'7", he tells him to crouch.
Third down, and it is a long one. Giants leading 19-7. Not a bad gambling spot. And that's what we're going to get.
There's your safety valve.
Shirk will get the first down.
That is something.
And that's a heady move by quarterback Scott Bruner. He wanted the bomb for the 6. And Green Bay very alert on defense. They covered both deep receivers. Bruner pulled it down. Got it to Shirk for the first down.
Looking at the graphic, a reminder they lost those 2 games last year. The Giants did to the Pack. Remember, I said earlier, unaccountably, in view of the Pack's recent not successful years, Giants haven't been able to beat them. But tonight, a different look.
Giants lost 27-14 and 26-24 last year. That ball deflected. Coming in there was John Anderson, who's playing himself quite a ball game tonight for the Pack.
Being a little bit careless. Just take a little bit more time, flip that ball up. You see the linebacker's got his blitz on. You know that all you really have to do is just get it over his head. That time he didn't do it.
What was that hit song from the boys from Syracuse, Frank? This Can't Be Love.
This can't be.
That could have been just a little early for me.
Because is that the end? Of course, I know that song.
It was either that or I didn't know what time it was. I think it was the former.
Second down and 10. Draw play. Gary Heater. And Heater is collected close to the 43-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Larry Heater on the injured reserve all last year. And, of course, the Giants shuffling running backs tonight. Once again, the principal in their drive to a playoff spot a year ago, at least in terms of rushing. Rob Carpenter, a holdout. Continuous one with the Giants.
Another tribute to Perkins.
That's Missler, number 85, in motion as Bruner has the time and overthrows Missler, who was covered fairly well by Johnny Gray downfield. It'll be 4th down, and we'll see Dave Jennings, the surgeon with the foot.
Surgeon with the foot. I like that. That's good.
That's the way they make them up at St. Lawrence.
Don, you know, you were with me when we watched him at the Superstars. He placed way up high, showing a lot of all-around athletic ability. That's Johnny Gray back for Green Bay, anticipating a right-footed kicker like Dave Jennings will angle it to his right, looking for the out-of-bounds, which he promptly does, and he's got another beauty.
Having a good night, David. Having a good night.
Where will they mark it? It'll be somewhere around the 10, just inside the 10-yard line, and Green Bay.
They've had it outside their own 25. Wow, that's starting way back.
Freddie Lee Ivory. And Ivory battling for every inch of it out over the 10-yard line, close to the 13-yard line. He'll pick up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
You hit it earlier, Frank, as you look at this game in perspective when you said how much they miss Jefferson, because they can cover the rookie Epps one-on-one. They can double Lofton, and they've got problems that they simply don't have when Jefferson's in there.
All right, Epps split in the bottom of your screen. Mike Mead is the single setback. He'll take it off the left side, and Mike Mead goes down out over the 15 to the 17-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 3. Hit there first by Brian Kelly, the undersung linebacker, if you will, of these Giants, but a very solid performer.
Good block by Leotis Harris this time on Taylor. We saw him. He does have the bad foot, but he really had a good block there, enabled Kelly to come over.
Kelly's been around a long time. He has been, as Frank said, a solid player through the years. He is certain, excuse me, to be a coach.
They have an injured Packer, and it is the rookie from Penn State, Mike Mead, who is being treated there. And 3rd down and 3. Epps is right now in motion. It'll be reversed to Lofton. Watch out.
Good move.
They will not catch Lofton, I promise you.
Goodbye. Forget
Isn't
it.
that pretty? Oh, that's so pretty.
Dickey to Jensen to Lofton, and Lofton is a 9-3 sprinter.
You're going to see, hopefully on this replay, Eaves, or Epps, I mean, Philip Epps, number 85, come back and make a pretty good block on this play. But when Jimmy turned that corner, he only needed that one block, and it was goodbye.
This is a play that works so well against a strong pursuing ball club, and that's what the Giants are.
Look at Lynn Dickey come in. Dickey made the block, and he
took out Byron Hunt.
And Epps is on the outside. Isn't that wild?
It's funny to see him run. Remember the time we had that guy from the Steelers, Smith, who lost the ball going in?
Short of the goal line. John Stenerud for this conversion. So Green Bay found a way to get out from the shadow of their goal line. Tied to it that doesn't cause a problem for the foot of the kicker, the sidewinders, if you will.
He designed that, right?
Yes, and has it on the market. Butch Wolfhawk is deep for the Giants from the 7-yard line. Wolfhawk out over the 25-yard line, carrying Packers with him close to the 27, where it'll be first down and 10. Randy Scott was there defensively, and as much as the Giants have dominated here in the second half with 1:27 remaining in the third quarter, they are only separated by 5 points. There's the tee that we spoke of.
The little points that hold that tee is what I think he's eliminated, because otherwise the foot could actually hit that part of the tee before it would the ball.
Well, for a right-footed kicker, the left point of the tee. Enough about the tee.
Enough.
28-yard line, they've marked it, and Bruner forgets it for a moment, comes up with it, and he is in trouble. Down he goes. Mike Butler was there with a lot of friends surrounding Bruner. Lost back to the 23-yard line.
Interesting game now. Field position the other way.
I get a feeling that these teams are fairly evenly matched. The score, they kind of swap quarters to play. One of them gets hot in one quarter, and here comes the next one.
Second down and 14.
Retrospectively, that safety, that errant snap from center, becomes more and more important.
Here comes a blitz, and he's all alone, and Bruner was able to get it away, saving a sack that would have been somewhere around the 10-yard line. Coming in was George Cumby, the not so celebrated linebacker of the Green Bay Packers, but a very solid performer. He did a good job getting rid of this, Don.
You're all alone in blue. Wow. He did.
Hit Heater, as a matter of fact, on the hip pads.
No one picked him up. Cumby just came through uncontested.
3rd and 14. Perkins in motion for the Giants. Pressure again. Bruner is able to get it loose. And Estes Hood was battling Leon Bright for the football, but pressure supplied there by Green Bay. Mike Butler in there for the Pack. And now Jennings will have a chance to kick away, and not only can he kick it out of bounds very accurately, when he puts a foot to it, he can get the distance. That's Johnny Gray counting heads, making sure he's got 10 of his teammates out there with him. Johnny Gray very respectful of Jennings inside his own 35-yard line. Jennings hangs it up. It doesn't turn over, and Gray will take it at the 40. And he'll give the Pack good field position out at their 47-yard line with 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Very interesting.
Jim Jensen stays in the lineup for the Packers, number 33. Originally started his career with the Dallas Cowboys, had a couple of good years with Denver before damaging a knee, and then joined the Pack last year. Dickey, play action. Kaufman is open.
Good play.
Kaufman down to the 27-yard line. Bill Courier taking a ride for the Giants. Kaufman, of course, recipient of 2 TD passes last week from Dickey in the second half in that comeback against the Rams.
Little fake to both backs, as a matter of fact, in the middle. Held those linebackers just long enough to allow Kaufman to get in behind them. Ball well thrown, good route.
He's a great story, Kaufman. He had to beg himself a tryout for the Packers and become one of the best in the business. Whistles blow. Oh, heavens. Splint being applied before he is taken from the field. We wish him well. Green Bay, 1st and 10. We begin the fourth quarter inside the 27-yard line of the Giants. Eddie Lee Ivory, right side, nothing doing there. Tries to bring it back and runs into the big arms of Curtis McGriff. Third-year man out of Alabama. McGriff coming off knee surgery from a year ago. He alternates with George Martin. They bring Martin in on apparent passing downs. Over the other side, we're seeing a lot of Phil Tabor tonight, number 80, replacing an injured Gary Jeter. And Dee Hardison in on the pass rush.
Wish we could promo Thursday's game, Atlanta at Kansas City, but that's no longer possible.
And Arrowhead Stadium.
Second down and 10. Dickey with the screen. It's a good one. Ivory's there. And nice running as Ivory got back into the middle of the screen and gets down to the 15-yard line. First down, Green Bay.
That was beautifully set up. Good execution. Had the outside receivers, tight end go deep. Gosh, you do hate to see that. I swear, you know, he's sure having a
fine-looking youngster, too. And I'm certain he'll be back. And it's a terrible thing to say, but sometimes that could be better than what we were concerned with, and that would be a damaged knee.
Yeah. Either stick in the eye. He went up very good, Arthur.
First down and 10. Ivory. And Van Pelt recovers off a block, but not until Ivory gets down to the 10-yard line for a 4-yard pickup.
Well, that's the way the stats were at halftime. And then it was so even. Then at the end of the third period, there was the reassumption of command, though not in total yardage, by the Giants, at least in terms of score. But how quickly Green Bay struck back on that one dynamite double reverse to Lofton and the long jaunt for the touchdown.
Ivory right side. Breaks outside of the block. Good running by Ivory. Broke outside of the block of Tim Huffman. The Giant fighting the pressure. Brad Van Pelt was unable to disengage himself, and Ivory with fine running gets in for the score, and Green Bay takes the lead.
Let's just take another look. That's Van Pelt couldn't quite get out there. Appears to be a possible injury to Bill Courier, who's still down over on the sideline. We saw
Jefferson. He's such an enthusiastic youngster. He has been a real spark plug since coming to the Pack at the beginning of last season from San Diego. He runs out on the field every time there's a good play, and there is a Giant down.
Mr. Starr, as I look at Mr. Perkins, maybe you're right.
Yeah, I think just reverse.
Under any circumstances.
It was nice.
83 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
Stenerud for the conversion. And for the first time tonight, the Green Bay Packers are out in front of the Giants. And dropping for the Giants, Butch Woolfolk. He grew up nearby Giant Stadium. There he is. Great looking prospect. Stenerud really hammers this one. He takes Woolfolk back to the goal line. He bobbles it, and he'll bring it out. Woolfolk against the grain, stays on his feet and gets out to the 26-yard line, considering where he began. An excellent effort. It'll be first and 10, the Giants. And we want to remind you, coming up Thursday night, if there is an NFL strike, and there is one, a special half edition of 2020, a last interview with Princess Grace with Pierre Salinger, a 2020 exclusive this Thursday night after an ABC movie. And a penalty will bring it back for the Giants, nullifying a fine effort by Butch Woolfolk.
So the Giants are now in the hole, field position.
Very crisply played game, very few penalties. Here's one of them coming up, Bob Frederick.
Holding number 64 on the kick return team,
Jim Burton. Guilty for the Giants. Understand that Bill Courier had a cramp in his leg, so he should be back. Penalty takes it all the way back to the 8-yard line, and now the Giants start deep in their own territory. Mulledy is in motion. is picked off by Wingo. Rich Wingo. And Bruner tried to be ever so tender with it. He got hammered after he delivered it. And he tried to float it over Wingo, and Wingo came down with the football.
Our fickle friend Mo has sure changed sides. He has really
Certainly has. Here he sensed the pressure. Just sensed it from behind. See?
Good play by Wingo, as a matter of fact, because he had to jump a little bit, one-handed, get it down.
He covered it up. First and 10, the Pack. They're at the 19-yard line. At one point, they trailed 12-0. Ivory, swarming Giant defense, and Ivory will lose back to the 22-yard line. Phil Tabor and Harry Carson combining on that one. And Rich Wingo, you played yourself a football game thus far, as have all the Packer linebackers. I think it maybe fires them up a little bit because they know the Giant linebackers are so celebrated. And as I said earlier, Green Bay has a great set of linebackers on their own. Second down and 12. Epps, split to the right, hasn't caught a football tonight. Should have covered a lot of yardage. Dickey drills one in, and this time Lofton does not hold on. Hey, that ball was fired.
It really was. Apparently, had to step up a little bit, move the ball back around. The ball was, I guess, thrown about the best place you could throw it.
He had it.
Yeah, Jimmy just didn't hold on to that one. Doing a little turning and twisting.
Third down and 12. Giants, I don't know whether you noticed it or not, when they call their defensive signals, they all hold hands in the huddle.
That's
So
a
watch
good
it
shot.
from the end zone. Here comes a full blitz. They protect for Dickey.
Could be touched.
And
Intercept.
kicked off. And now they're saying no. Epps, the intended receiver, Mike Dennis, went up for it.
That's about as important a miss as you could have, because if the Pack gets a field goal, that takes them out of field goal range.
And they trot out Jan Stenerud. 22 of 24, Jan Stenerud a year ago, setting an all-time NFL percentage record of 91.6. What a great year for this man who spent those long 13 years at Kansas City. A 37-yard attempt.
He's got it.
Oh, yes. And the Green Bay Packers have moved out 24-29 time. Very interesting numbers up there for you to peruse. And right now they have a 24-19 lead with 11:31 remaining in the game. And the Giants will have to get something happening on offense. Stenerud to kick off. There's Butch Wolfold. He's going to break one off before this year is over, I would think. Good return man. And once again, he navigates himself out of the traffic and gets a nice return out to the 29-yard line.
Still plenty of time, but I think the way the brakes, attitude, whatever, it's been shifting dramatically in Green Bay's favor. This is the time when you say, guys, let's pull this thing together. They don't get nervous. They haven't been able to run the ball too well. And Bruner's going to put the ball in the air. They're going to get a lot of blitzing from the Green Bay linebackers.
Joe Morris, 20, Cliff Chatham. Those are your setbacks. Followed in motion. This is the little man, Morris. And Morris with a gain of about 3 to the 33-yard line. Make it 4. We'll call it second down and 6. Mike Douglas defensively there for Green Bay.
Tell you, Mike Butler spread that interference in a hurry. Did you notice that, Dunn? 77.
You know, nicknames are funny. Now, this guy's got one. Can you imagine his mother? You know, it's I'd like to meet my son. This is Mike Mad Dog Douglas.
And he loves it.
He does.
He's got T-shirts out, little caps.
Hey, Mad Dog.
Woof, woof. On second down, Morris.
He does run long, doesn't he?
is a little fighter.
And he's strong. He gets a couple of yards. Give him 3. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard. Terry Jones defensively there for the Green Bay Packers. He was first. And we'll have the short yardage units coming out for both the Pack and the Giants. We mentioned much about Rob Carpenter. The Giants, probably with their running backs, would like to wish one of the great ones they've ever had, a tough, battling youngster named Doug Coder, the very best, suffering a serious illness. Third and 1, and Chatham will pick it up.
That might even be close.
This one is close. I was about to say, Frank, this one they may measure.
And now they have marked.
Yeah, he kind of fell back, looked like, rather than forward. Well, they turned him around, I should say.
It appears to me that he's got it by the nose of the football, but it sure is close.
They'll bring the markers out.
That graphic betokens one of the Giants' big problems. Absence of a ground game, especially without Carpenter.
Chatham gets the first. And the Giants keep their drive alive with 9:50 remaining in the game. The Giants cannot do it with a field goal. They trail by 5. Brunner puts his 2 wide receivers, Gray, Perkins, both to the left. Perkins now back in motion. The blitz is picked up well. Somebody should be open, and Perkins was, and is picked off downfield.
Somebody was open.
Maurice Harvey. Ball overthrown. A flag is down, and it could have been a late hit on Brunner.
If it is a late hit on Brunner. Nope, the Packers say no.
Packers saying it's going to work against the Giants.
Number
Holding.
25 in the offense. Refused.
They did not hold well enough because Brunner was really hammered. Wolfett picks up Wingo and then tackles him.
He didn't hold very well. That ball was poorly thrown. Had a big wobble in there. Oh, Maurice Harvey had to be in the right spot.
Green Bay again on the turnover. Good field position. 47-yard line of the Giants. Green Bay taking command here in the second half. Jim Jensen, 33, stays in for Mike Meade and an injured Gary Ellis. Eddie Lee Ivory, the other setback for the Pack. Here comes a blitz. Dickey, this is Epps with the great speed. And Epps gets the first down at the 23-yard line.
Mike Dennis back there.
There's Maurice Harvey. He's had an exceptionally good game.
There you go, Maurice.
So it's the first professional reception of the night here for Phil Epps.
Actually made that was a pretty good route he ran.
Yeah, he's an amazing youngster. We were in Milwaukee, Howard. He had arthroscopic surgery on August the 20th. And he's back out there racing around. Ivory. Violent collision there. Harry Carson, the principal for the Giants. Couple-of-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 8.
Wonder what happened to that other kid, the rookie from Vanderbilt, the free agent who impressed us so. Frank Boggs, remember him?
Wayman Buggs. He's around. He did have a good night, didn't he?
He had a well of a night that. Thought he was going to make the club.
But you also recall that they were telling us what a great training camp this youngster, number 85, Phil Epps had up to the point where he damaged his knee. Second down and 8. Dickey gets it to Kaufman, and flags are everywhere.
Oh, they really were.
All flags are down.
No time for a Green Bay penalty.
That particular time, Phil Epps, in his effort to run a pass route, ran into, I think it was Kaufman.
Offensive pass interference. offensive holding.
They did just about everything.
That offensive pass interference could have been the mix-up that Epps and Kaufman had with their running the routes. So baseball scores.
Milwaukee is playing tough and hanging tough. They beat Boston 4-3. Baltimore 3-1. They're 2 behind the Brewers. Minnesota beat Toronto 4-1. Kansas City, California tied. Chicago, Seattle tied. Over in the National League, the Cardinals build their lead to 5.5. The Cubs beat the Bucks. Cardinals are all but home. Mets rained out. Houston over Atlanta. And Atlanta's just clinging now by a thread.
Paul Kaufman, offensive pass interference for the Pack. They backed them up. Second down, 18. Lofton, spread out, top of your screen. Wide side of the field, if you will. That's Epps in motion. Lofton wide open. Good block by Gary Ellis, and Lofton takes it out of bounds, stopping the clock inside the Giants' 13-yard line.
You wonder how Lofton got so open. It just has to be a mix-up in a defensive coverage. They don't run the routes that well. Almost dropped that one. Good move by Jimmy, so that's discretion is the better part of valor. Sliding through, Van Pelt pushes him to the inside. Nobody picks him up. I think I saw a defensive man slide down over the back of that screen. Probably what happened.
Back on the move once again. They're at the 12-yard line of the Giants. Just an average night for one of the great receivers in football.
Eddie Lee.
Ivory. McGriff was there first. Ivory takes it down to the 7-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory really changes that Packers offense. He's quite a threat.
Yeah.
Up the middle, and he also can go outside.
Hey, diddle dilly. Go get it, Eddie Lee.
Picked up 4. They marked it inside the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and 6.
Picked up 65 on the game.
Ivory once again. Heads up running as he breaks it back to the left side and gets inside the 5-yard line. Short of the first down, it'll be third down and 2. Giants getting in trouble. They trail by 5, 24-19. And the Pack is threatening once again. They have taken over total dominance in this game here in the second half.
2 tight end situation.
Actually, we have 3 of them in there. Short yardage would indicate Pack is thinking run. Ivory's going to be close to another first down.
He has it.
Well, that would make him close.
Yeah, it's close. As close as you can get.
First down, goal to go. And Jensen comes out holding his shoulder. Gary Ellis comes in. So we have Ellis, 31. And Eddie Lee Ivory. Ivory. Surge pushes him back from the goal line. Larry Carson with help from the left side. It'll be second down goal.
When that defense knows they're coming right straight at them, and they really got to dig in. Can't give any penetration.
Bob Schnelker, the offensive coordinator, calling the plays, shuffling his fullbacks. At this point, Gary Ellis and Jim Jensen. Jensen brought the play in to Lynn Dickey. Pack 8-8 last year. The Giants 9-7.
A lot of clubs in that area. 9-7, 8-8, 7-9.
Jensen went up in the air and was pounded back. It'll be third down and goal.
No quitting this team. Give them credit.
Absolutely.
Easy time to fold, you know.
Well, you got to think that close. Green Bay's going to throw 2 more at them anyway. They're going to go at them twice. If they don't make it, it's their own fault.
Packers have not been in the playoffs since 1972, and they've had only 1 winning season since then. They think they've got to pull together now. They really have the offensive threat with a healthy John Jefferson. Dickey looking over 3rd and goal. Oh, Ivory. The Giants hold once again.
I believe that was Mike Dennis, number 46, who came in and appeared. Oh, they're going to go. That's Council.
They bring out Jan Stenerud as they look once again for obvious reasons.
Look at Dennis, 46, come in from behind the line, grab his feet, and pull him back.
That was a great play.
That really was.
Great play.
Stenerud with a chip shot for a field goal can put it away, at least put it out of a touchdown distance for the Giants.
Sure.
That's the reason they have him out there.
They'd have to get 2 scores.
That and the fact that the Pack was held for little or no yardage on 3 consecutive plays and whistles blow.
Think of how the Giants, it's got to give them a lift.
I think they just expired the clock. They took too much time getting their field goal unit out. That's the call. They'll back them up 5 yards, and it'll still be a chip shot for Stenerud.
It's not easy. Give this club in blue credit.
Tough defense. That's really tough to stop a team down there. As many times they did, they were inside the 2.
Delay offense.
4th down. Stenerud this time will be kicking from his 23-yard effort.
4:24 to go in the game.
The Giants very dangerous on field goals. They blocked many of them. And linebackers all stay in there. Brad Van Pelt will come up over the top. Number 10, watch him. Stenerud through the uprights. So the Giants need more than a touchdown to get back in it. 4:21 remaining in the game, and we'll be back at Giants Stadium 12 to 7 at halftime. It's been their second half, however. Butch Woolfolk deep for the Giants. Stenerud to kick off. The aging one approaching the ball. Fine kick. Woolfolk bobbles it. Well advised to stay in the end zone, and he does so. Giants get the touchback, and they'll begin from their 20-yard line.
What'd you call him, the aging one?
And he is getting up there. Tonight on Nightline, an extraordinary conversation with the 3 ambassadors from the United States, Israel, and Lebanon concerning the Beirut massacre, with special guest, former National Security Advisor, Zbigniew Brzezinski. That's tonight on Nightline. First and 10, the Giants. They're running out of time. 4:12. For Perkins, he's not there, but Gray's there, and he doesn't hold on.
Very catchable.
Again, those questionable hands that have plagued this youngster. He has all the speed, all the moves, great leaping ability, and he will make some of the greatest catches you've ever seen. And then, at times like that, loses concentration or something, and he just does not hold on.
Quite a discrepancy.
First down near midfield.
Look at that discrepancy in this half, Frank.
You got to admire these Packers. They came back so strongly last week, and they've done it again tonight. 2nd and 10. Bruner goes out to Leon Bright. He gets half of the distance for a first down. 3rd down and 4. Bruner watching the troops shuffle by as the specialty units come in. They change almost every play now in pro football. 2nd and short, 2nd and long, 3rd and short, 3rd and long. You get new folks out there. It's like a out-of-sync fire drill. And going in to Tom Mulledy, the tight end, gets the first down.
Ball was drilled in there very nicely. You see that Mulledy just comes basically back out, turns into a little hook spot. Ball's thrown on timing. First down, Howard. That's it.
And the clock eats away.
Giants at their 32-yard line. They need more than a touchdown. Picked off. No. Bobbled. And in and out of the hands. It was there for the taking. Mike Douglas was right there.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
And he could have gone all the way with that one.
Apparently Brenner's arm was hit with that last delivery. I didn't see who did it, but the ball was certainly an errant throw.
Little known fact about Mike Mad Dog Douglas, you were talking about a while ago, Don. He was a 6'8" high jumper at San Diego State. He's only 6 feet tall, about 6'1". Good athlete. 2nd and 10. Comes the blitz. The Giants pick it up. And this one just delivered deep downfield in the general direction of a blue shirt.
It was going up when it went over Maldy's head.
Little course of boos starting to break out in a rapidly emptying stadium.
It was ever thus.
And will ever be.
Forevermore. Amen.
3rd down and 10. They have been such great fans over the years, and they really have been. They went up, followed them up to the Yale Bowl. They came back. Sellout crowds everywhere. 3rd down and 10. Bruner from the shotgun. Bruner. Low, incomplete, intended for Perkins. Perkins picked up, well covered by Mark Lee, who is playing in spite of a very sore ankle. He's playing in the nickel defense for the Pack.
Maybe a little bit early to mention it, but the Giants did trade for what I think is a fairly good prospect in Jeff Rutledge, quarterback position.
2:47, and they bring out the punter, Dave Jennings. Phil Epps is deep, along with Johnny Gray. Time running out for the Giants. But in their own territory, Jennings, we told you, was a good athlete. Flag is down. Shaw had the yardage for the first down for the Giants.
They had a lineman down there, too, as a matter of fact.
Someone didn't get the message, I guess, because there were blue shirts all around. And I think we're going to get an illegal lineman downfield.
That's it. Ineligible receiver.
Might have been Humphrey, I think.
But a proper call by Ray Perkins. Never mind that routine stuff of punting away. You've got really no chance at all. You've got to make 2 scores. And it was a very proper call.
Did you think it had been a little nicer if they had told the whole team?
Might have been.
Yeah.
There's our old friend, number 60. You note the name, Frank?
Laszlo.
Yeah.
Former Detroit Lion, San Diego Charger. Green Bay is looking it over, because if Shaw had been short of the first down, they would decline the penalty and take possession. However, Shaw had the yardage for the first down. So Green Bay will be forced to take the penalty. And I doubt if Dave Jennings will try it again.
Ineligible member of the passing team downfield, number 50.
They don't have a 50.
That's a good trick.
Yeah.
No 50 on the roster. In any event, a lineman was downfield. And the Pack drops once again. Johnny Gray going back along with Phil Epps and Dave Jennings. This time will kick away. High towering kick. Johnny Gray calls for the fair catch. Had to at the 23-yard line, and Green Bay has possession. 2:32 remains in zone.
Pretty run, wasn't it? That was nice.
24-yard line, the Green Bay Packers have the football. Send Epps in motion. They'll keep it on the ground. Ivory over the right side. Nice running out over the 30-yard line. This is what you want to do in this situation. Keep control, keep possession, keep that clock moving. Giants will probably use one of their timeouts before the 2-minute warning. They have 3 of them. And they do. Stopping the clock with 2:08.
Kansas State product.
3rd down and 1. The Giants with 1 timeout remaining. The clock will stop with the 2-minute warning. You can turn out the lights if they get the first.
Let's do it.
And Eddie Lee Ivory over the 40-yard line out to the 44-yard line. First down, Green Bay.
You ready?
2-minute warning stops the clock. 4-yard line in a game that was delayed some 25 minutes with light failure caused by a computer here at Giants Stadium. Epps in motion. Ivory, the designated time runner outer.
Yeah, every team's got to have one.
Giants use their last timeout.
I still wonder why meaningless timeouts are taken.
Never over till it's over.
The eternal optimist.
Yeah.
The executive producer of ABC Sports is Rune Arledge. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, produced by Bob Goodrich, directed by Chet Forte. Our technical director, Joe Chavo. Associate director, Jack Graham. Our technical manager, Coach Coltrane. Our unit manager, one of the nice people you'll ever meet, Irma Norris. Assistants to the producer, John McGinnis, and Kim Belton is with us tonight. Peter Rucco has been handling all the numbers you've been seeing flashed across your screen tonight. And Canton, Ohio, represented by Steve Bazika. And for the instrumental and musical rendition, at 150, the Packers, 2nd down and 8.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Free gets a couple.
They say that all good things must end. You call it the night. I hope not a season. The party's over, and tomorrow starts the same old thing again. Or we could sing, when you're all alone and blue. Can I have some help from you turkeys? No one to tell your troubles to. Remember me.
I think you used the right word. Turkey.
Who loves you.
3rd and 5.
That's it. Goodness alive. See you when I see you.
Ivory will stay in bounds.
Go get him, Eddie Lee. Hey, diddle, diddle.
Brad Van Pelt.
Hey, diddle, diddle. Ivory Lee up the middle. Eddie Lee is what it really is.
And Brad Van Pelt slow getting up.
Oh, boy.
It certainly doesn't look good. Gene Upshaw's recital, whatever it takes, will last a day longer than they will.
Well, all these careers have to come to an end sometime. They go ahead and get on with being doctors and lawyers and such. You know, so they're just doing it early.
4th down, the punting unit comes out. They'll, in all probability, let the time expire, take the 5-yard penalty, kick away. Bart Starr will be 2-0 on whatever season we're going to have in the NFL this year. They'll take their 5-yard penalty with 12 seconds remaining. And for Ray Perkins, he's 0-2. A disappointing loss last week to Atlanta, game they should have, could have, but didn't.
Equally disappointing today after the good start they got. Tremendous effort again from the defense and from the punter, Dave Jennings. Lacking in the ground game. Bruner's figures only went bad after Green Bay started to execute an effective rush.
The attempt, of course, to block it. Ray Stakowitz taking his time. Gets it off. Has to hurry it.
Flag down.
Flag is down. We'll probably have a roughing call. And Leon Bright trying to find some running room.
Forget it.
No time indicated on the clock. Flag is down. It should not end on a defensive foul. Green Bay will decline the penalty.
Sakowitz
running into the kicker, number 58 defense. Defensive foul on the final play of the game will be refused. The game is over.
Mike Whittington ran into the kicker. Foul declined, and Bart Starr leads the pack off with 2 consecutive wins. We'll be back for a final word.